Welcome back to Garage Matters. Now, I don't know if this is gonna work or not, but I'm gonna try the YouTube live function, and I think it's working. I don't know. I'm gonna try to figure it out. But what I want to do is maybe slowly incorporate some live action automotive maintenance. Now, I guess we'll start out with a car tour. So it's been a while since I've showcased this Celica GT4, and this is a JDM model imported from Japan. It's a 1994 WRC spec. Now, with this vehicle, this was never offered in America. One thing that's really awesome about this motor is this rubber snorkel right here. Now this snorkel actually goes down underneath the vehicle and then scoops up cold air to help cool off this alternator so it doesn't overheat. Now another cool thing about this engine is this scoop right here. So this scoop right here actually comes up here inside of that little ram air scoop right there. And that's gonna capture some ram air down into here where the cam belt's at to help cool the timing belt. Now, some of this stuff right here, I still have the factory intake right here. All I did was just change out the panel filter to a K&N filter. And the reason why I left the stock airbox on is because this engine with the turbo right here generates a lot of heat within this engine bay. So what I wanted to do is just keep that hot air from entering the intake right here. That's why I left this airbox right here. Now another cool thing about this engine, there is this radiator cap right here. Now this radiator cap is for this air to water intercooler. Let me go ahead and pop this off real quick and hopefully I don't make a mess. Okay, now inside this radiator cap there is some coolant. Now this coolant is, okay, that's good. This coolant, it does have its own, let me turn this radio off. All right. Now the coolant that's inside this air to water intercooler, it does have its own radiator, and this radiator is right up here. Okay, and then it comes down here. So that's the radiator. That's gonna help cool the air that's being compressed from this turbocharger through this radiator right here and then into the intake manifold right here where it's gonna start making horsepower. All right, now with this car, since it is built for rally racing, you notice it does have 4 pistons right here, 2 on the outboard side and then 2 on the inboard side. And you can tell there's 2 pistons here because there's 2 little humps right here. And that's where the pistons sit inside of this caliper. And the really cool thing about this Celica GT4 is that on these calipers right here, it does say Celica on it. Now, with this Celica on this caliper, this is not painted on here. This is not stickers. It's actually raised lettering that says Celica. And it's the same thing for the back ones as well too. The back ones does say Celica on it as well. That's pretty cool for such an old car. Now, this car is 31 years old, and yes, this is still the factory original OEM paint, and yes, I will take care of all this stuff up here eventually. I still have to figure out how to do all the paint and body work, and then I'll try to do it and make a video out of it to show you guys like my progression as far as trying to help bring this car back to its former glory days. But the good thing is that this vehicle still runs perfectly fine. For a 31-year-old vehicle, this vehicle has no issues. And the only issue that I've ever had with this vehicle is right here. This alternator. Now the alternator did go out, and that's pretty much expected for a 31-year-old vehicle. Is stuff is going to break eventually. But for just an alternator, and then there's a water pump for this intercooler. It's an electric water pump. That water pump also went out, the clutch went out. So those three main things were pretty much the only items that I had to change. Other than that, it's just your basic brakes down here and in here. If you notice, I did make a video on these new seat covers that I did install on this vehicle. Now, these seat covers, they're not a nice, tight fit. And it could be because the way they were made. But if you saw my car with the original leather seats, the original leather seats does look better because right down the middle is perforated, but on these aftermarket ones, they're not perforated. Now, let's open up this car. And it does have these door lights on here, and I really love these door lights. Reminiscence of the 1990s classic Toyota vehicles. In this car, I did do a series for, I think I tested like 8 kind of speakers, and back in here, actually, let me show you guys. I still have these speakers that I tested. So these were part of the speakers that I tested for my 8 speaker series. These were these cheap Amazon ones that I tested. So I still have these, and I think I'm gonna make more videos with these cheap speakers and these other speakers. I think these ran me about 24 bucks for a whole pair. These did the worst. Then I did test these out as well inside the Celica. These surprisingly were, I think these were the best. Had these Rockfords in there as well. Some JBLs, I tested these JBLs as well. Kenwoods, these Kenwoods, I tested these as well too. And then these kickers. Now these kickers, I thought these kickers were amazing, but if you watch my 8 series video on these speakers that I tested, I think I got a bad one from the manufacturer because it was just cracking horribly. I really wanted to like those kickers, but they just didn't sound good in this vehicle. Now, I did have another subscriber who wanted me to test these speakers out inside this vehicle, and I do have, I think I have everything that I need to do that. So I was waiting on this wiring to come in because these speakers back in here. Let's see if I can get back in here. All right. Let's see. All right. Pop this open back in here. So I was running Infinities back here, but I took the Infinities out so I could run these JL Audios back here. Now, I really like these JL Audios. They're a perfect fitment, and they sound good. They sound good enough for me. As far as bass, the bass is good enough, and I'm not really too worried about the bass because down here, I do have an 8-inch subwoofer down here to help make up for that bass. But I gotta take the seat out, but I'm not gonna do it today. But underneath the seat, there is a factory amplifier that comes inside this car. Now, I tried to unplug that factory amplifier to kind of see how these speakers sound when they're not powered, and they're slightly powered from this aftermarket head unit right here, and they still sound pretty good. But I think what I'm gonna do is just hook these speakers, the rear speakers, directly from the head unit to the speakers, and then bypass the factory amplifier that's underneath this seat. Because I do understand that some vehicles don't come with any factory amplifiers at all, so I think that's what we're gonna do. Now, let's get some music going on in here and see what it sounds like. Now, you guys might recognize this song. Now, those are the 8-inch subs down there. All right, so let me just kind of give you guys a quick rundown of my garage. So this whole channel is basically, I made this channel because there's a lot of stuff that I've learned throughout the years, especially with like owning so many junk cars back in the day, that I just had to like fix those cars, or else I didn't have any cars. So you guys might have noticed, like, on my channel, I do have a lot of personal vehicles, and that is because I hate being carless. There was a time in my life when I didn't have a car. So that's why I like keeping up with my cars. I like keeping my cars. You guys might have noticed that I also bought a brand new 2025 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD. Now, I could have traded this car in, traded this 4Runner in, or traded my Nissan Frontier in to help pay off that brand new truck that's sitting outside there. Let me open up this garage real quick so I can show you guys. All right. We got the new Garage Matters truck right here. Now, this truck is huge, and yeah, I still have my little truck. Now, this big truck, the reason why I kept that big truck and I kept the little truck, because the big truck, it's mainly used for just like towing stuff around, but I still like that little Nissan Frontier. But the whole purpose behind Garage Matters is because take a look at the size of my garage. It's a home garage. It's not an industrial garage or anything like that. This is just inside of my home. Now, it's a standard 2-car garage. This is the tools I use. That's it. I don't have a lift in here. It's just a regular floor jack, a little cheap pegboard, and a bunch of hand tools up here. Now, as far as power tools, the only power tools I have is over here. I just use a couple of drills right here. That's all I use. I don't have no fancy air compressors. It's a cheap Amazon eWorks one. Now, even though this is purchased off Amazon, it's 21 volts. And this is plenty enough for taking off the lug nuts down here. And you guys might have remember seeing a 2007 Toyota Camry inside of this garage, and I did do a full, well, kind of like an engine rebuild. I took the head off and I replaced the head gasket inside of this garage right here. Now, a lot of stuff that I do on my YouTube channel, you can also do inside of your home garage as well. Now, these tools, basic hand tools, power tools, a couple battery powered drills, no air compressors in here, just pretty much basic hand tools that anybody can just go purchase. And I think that is gonna do it this time. And as far as my next video, and it kind of seems like I've been branching out a lot lately with my outdoor stuff, fishing and traveling. I like doing all that stuff, so I'm just gonna combine it all into Garage Matters. You guys might have seen Garage Outdoors. That's my playlist for all my outdoor stuff. Garage Discovers, that's all my traveling videos. And then I think Garage Library, that one has all my videos in there. Now my next video, I think I might do it live. And what I'm gonna do is put these shocks on to my new truck out there, because these Bilsteins ride so much better on my Nissan Frontier. And the reason I went with these Bilsteins for my new truck is because I have experience with them, and these are made for a truck that's still riding on the factory ride height. So for my truck, it's not lifted, so I'm just gonna use these right here. And hopefully they're gonna give me the same performance as they did for my 2010 Nissan Frontier. Now, putting these struts on, it's fairly simple, and I think I might do it live, because each one, I think it's gonna take maybe 20 minutes. So I might just go live and see how that looks like. And then if that comes out good, doing that live, I think I might start doing some more live videos when it comes to automotive maintenance, troubleshooting, diagnosing, my thoughts about whatever is car related, automotive related, my outdoor stuff. Maybe start doing it live. And I'm still trying to figure out how all this live stuff works. So I don't know if once it's live, I can re-upload the live video for other viewers to watch as well, or not. So I guess we'll see if it's worth it or not, because everything, it seems like it's on the go. There's no time for editing. There's no time to think about what you're gonna say. It's just, you just gotta say whatever's on your mind, and hopefully everything lines up and sounds just the way that you want it to sound when you're speaking. Now, I think that's gonna do it this time for Garage Matters, and hopefully this turns out good. I really want it to turn out good so I can maybe start exploring the whole live with YouTube. That's gonna do it this time for Garage Matters. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and join us next time on Garage Matters.